Hey guys, it's Trish here from Techniques by Trish. Thanks for joining me again. Today, as promised, I have my card video showcasing how I created my card for day 5 of the MFT Camp Create Stunning Shadows. I'm starting out with a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card to create this design because it did take up quite a bit of space and it would not fit on a regular A2 size card. So my card base is 5.5 by 5.5, and this craft card stock is measuring 5.25 by 5.25. So I'm using my go-to MFT Make-A-Wish birthday stamp set. I am loving this. I have performed some stamp surgery and detached one of the stamps to just use the candle by itself, and I'm stamping that in some Lawn Fawn Yeti ink. And you notice at the beginning that I was kind of using a ruler. I was just marking halfway between the top and the sides. That way I could get an idea as to where I needed to stamp all my candles to have them as close to even and centered as possible. So once I've gone ahead and stamped all of the candles in the Yeti ink, I'm then going to be using a whole bunch of other Lawn Fawn inks, and I decided to go with Rainbow Order because what else is there to go with? So I am using some Lawn Fawn Lobster ink, and then I'm going to use Plastic Flamingo and Fake Tan, Sunflower, Jalapeno, Merman, Fish Tank, Deep Sea, Fresh Lavender, and Sugar Plum to do all of my candles. So now that you know all the colors, here you'll see that I am stamping each candle slightly off center from the Yeti ink candle that has been stamped, and that's just to create a shadow. Some of them I went a little crazy on the spacing, like the lobster, but other ones turned out really great, and I was pleasantly surprised as to how close I got them with giving that slight bit of shadow. So it's definitely a technique that takes a little bit of practice, and one that you have to sit directly above to make sure it's lined up perfectly, but it works out. So once I stamped all my candles and I had them in rainbow order, I then move on to the flames of my candles. I've already stamped them all in the Yeti white ink, and then I'm going in with Fake Tan for actually no, this is Sunflower for my yellow. Fake Tan I end up using later on. But I'm taking some black cardstock, and I've used my EK Success powder tool, and then I'm stamping the sentiment with some Versamark ink, and I'm going to go in with Superfine Detailed White Embossing Powder by Ranger, and then I'll be heat setting that. And once I've heat set that, I'm going to go ahead and trim my panel down and create a banner. And I'm creating the flag ends on either side just with my scissors. I do this every time I cut a slit down the center, and then I go from each end towards that center slit to make the flag ends on either side. And then once I've gone ahead and done that, I'm going to go and work on my card base. Now my card base today is going to be with some Nina 100-pound solar white cardstock, and that, like I mentioned, is 5.5 by 5.5. And the craft cardstock that I'm using is also Nina in Desert Storm, and that one is the 80-pound craft cardstock. And once I've created my card base, I'm just kind of laying everything out and seeing how I like it, and then I'll go ahead and attach it with some basic snail adhesive onto my card base. I will be attaching the sentiment with some foam tape to kind of raise it up a little bit and give it some dimension. Once I've attached that, I decided that I want a little bit of sparkle on my card, and so I decided to go with some sequins. My sequins choice for today is by BRI from the collection It's in the Bag, and these are the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend in the 5mm. I believe there's only 8mm left in the store, but these happen to be the size 5mm, which are my go-to and my favorite. So I'm attaching that with some Ranger Multi-Medium Matte, and then I decided that my flames on my candles look a little bit bare, and so I'm rocking them in the pumpkin spice and then stamping again in the sunflower and then stamping over top my original flames. And to add a little bit more sparkle and shine, I'm using my Wink of Stella brush pen in the clear glitter. And that completes my card for this challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry it's a little bit late. There'll be a link down below to my blog with a list of supplies used on this card, and I'll see you guys in the next video real soon.